So, let's start as usual talking about last week's topic. Last week's topic was battle reporting, and it was great. Thank you so much, everybody who contributed. Oh my goodness, we had so many wonderful responses from people who are content producers, who are consumers of the content that's produced. It was fantastic. Both the actual videos made, the feedback on the video, it was really awesome. And what I think was really great about it was it showed that there is a lot of like for the love of the game from content producers. You know, people do this because they really love it and it's fun and they like it, supporting the community and interacting with it. And I think it also showed from the consumer side that there's a lot of different tastes out there. That some people really do like the long video battle reports, and some people like short, keep it, slides. And a lot of people, I think, come down in the middle. Maybe they want a 20-minute with some detail or something like that. But in the end, there was a pretty good contingent for all of it. And I think that's great because that means that you as a content producer can feel empowered to produce the type of content you want and know that there are going to be people out there who like it and want to watch it. So thank you to everybody who responded either in comments or through a video. It was really awesome. As usual, all the videos were linked in the description of that video, my original video from last week, the topic of the week video. And I will put a link to that video down below. So if you want to watch all the great responses, you can just click that link and then go see in the description and go watch past hours of your time listening to a lot of very smart people talk about how to do it, all the tips and tricks they have, what they like to see. It's really good stuff. Especially a really nice shout out to William Page and Once Bitten and Skaven and AZ, who all had really nice sort of like discussions about some of the ways that they have kind of that they do it technically and some of their tips and things that really like help to make a better battle report. And I thought that was really good, both from the technical side, the pacing side, all that. Everybody's response was great. I really loved their three of them, and they had really neat little technical details or sort of I guess director's notes would be the way I would say it. It was good behind the screen or behind the curtain documentary information there. So thank you again, everybody. So that brings us to this week's topic of the week. Oh boy, get ready. Here it comes. So I've softballed us for a couple weeks now, and that's just gotta stop. So let's do something a little more challenging. All right. So what is our topic of the week this week? Our topic of the week this week is the following. The thing I love about Games Workshop is ... All right, I suppose I could just cut it there, but let's get into it a little more. Here's what I'm looking for. Right now, there's some negativity about Ninth or End Times or Games Workshop or whatever, and it's really easy to be negative on the internet. That's so easy because you can just post on a message board or you can make a video and you can be negative, and negativity always gets views. It's easy to be negative, okay? And the problem is the internet is a really great echo chamber because you can always find a belief you want. So if you want to be negative, you can go to your average message board, which is, as I've said many times, much like the gas station bathroom wall of the digital world, and you can find a whole bunch of negative opinions that tell you that the world is in fact terrible. But that's not what I want to do. That's not why I make content. I like to be positive. That doesn't mean everything always works out. I'm not naive about things. Sometimes the things we want to be good aren't, and that's unfortunate. But oftentimes they're not bad. Oftentimes things are good. And I know that because this game is still around and this game is still fun. And what I want people to do with the thing I love about Games Workshop is I want people to take a minute and be positive. I don't want negative videos. And it's not that I want to silence that opinion or I'm not interested in that opinion. It's because they are not a perfect company. They have failings. There are plenty of ways for them to improve. I've talked about it in past videos. But I feel it's harder to be positive on the internet. It's harder to find the positive and to keep that attitude up. And if we're going to create an echo chamber, I'd like some echoes of positivity. So at least this is out there too. Because I think they've done a lot of great things. And here's the reality of it in the end. I am very grateful, probably eternally grateful, to Games Workshop for creating a game that has let me do what I'm doing right now sitting here, and that has let me spend countless hours of my life on this game and on this hobby, because I have loved every minute of those hours. I just spent 8 or 9 days driving 4,000 miles to meet people, many of whom I've never seen before in person in my life, that I know only over the internet, only over this, because of this community. That company made a game that we all wanted to make a community around. The thing I love about Games Workshop, for me, is that their game was fun enough, or maybe it had just enough flaws, but just enough good, or whatever, I don't care. They made a great game that we all loved, and that we all decided to get together in a community and talk about and share thoughts about. And I absolutely love this community, because the reality is that all the people I met on that trip, and the people who I haven't got to meet in person yet, but I still interact with, are really some of my favorite people I've ever met in my life. Maybe that means I have crappy other acquaintances. I don't know. That's always possible. But I think it's an awesome community. And I am honored and pleased every day to be able to interact with all these great people in this community because of this game. Now, I'd like to think that even if the game went away or something like that, that the community is strong enough to survive. And maybe it would to some degree. Maybe some would hang on. Maybe some wouldn't. But the reality is that the game is the glue. We might be able to find some other epoxy to stick in there, but the game is the glue. And Games Workshop made that game, which means I owe them a great debt of thanks for giving me such a fulfilling way to spend my life, frankly. Working on it, playing this game, hobbying on the stuff, interacting with the community, and meeting some of the best people I know in my life. Everybody I met on that trip, I would go hang out with every day if I could. I'd love to play Warhammer with them all the time, or any game with them all the time, as a matter of fact. But I know them because of Warhammer. There are plenty of positive things that Games Workshop has done, and I want to get some videos talking about that. Like I said, it's easy to be negative, and I don't mind if you point out a flaw or two in the video, because they're not perfect, and I'm not asking to gloss over that. But I'd like us to all talk about what we love. And maybe even in your video you can talk about what you hope to see in the future from them as a company. I don't care how unlikely you think it might be. Maybe you can talk about that too. I know this is a challenging one, and I know it's easy for people to hate on the idea of even being nice about Games Workshop, because there's so much hatred out there for them. But why do we do this if we don't occasionally get to challenge ourselves with some videos, right? If it's all just softballs across the center of the plate, you know, you're not really a great hitter. So there you go. This is my topic of the week, the challenge to the community. The thing I love about Games Workshop is ... For me, it's the community that their great game inspired that I get to participate in. And probably 10 more things underneath that, by the way. I love them as a company. But that would be my number one. So with that, it goes out to you. Let's see some positivity. Let's see some great videos. Let's see some responses down below. I look forward to it very much. I know it's going to be tough, but we can do it, because this is a great community full of some of the best people I've ever known on the internet or in real life. I look forward to seeing everything, and as always, see you next time.